Muy buenas, chavales. ¿Qué tal estamos? Vamos a darle un poquito de caña a esto. Quiero enseñar a otro personaje que me dieron por una tirada que hice así en plan de gracia. Me dieron a Chiu este, ¿vale? Pues no está mal, pero bueno. Podría estar mejor, la verdad. Comerciante, a ver, ¿tú qué vendes, señora? ¿Qué no vendes? Pues nada, pues hasta luego. Y supongo que este tampoco vende, ¿verdad? Ah, pues sí, sí vende. Un tachín y un arroz, claro. Compramos, las especias las compramos las 10, todas estas cosas sí. A full. Todo lo que sea. Mira, este vende los dátiles, las durazno oliva, las legumbres peladas, que tengo 100, así que. Ah, vale, gracias. Eso me lo llevo, lo tenéis guardado, pillín, para que no te lo vieran, para no venderlo, Vale, vamos a ver. Recetas, aquí. Usar y usar. Vale. 6 de viento, 1 de piedra, 3 eléctrica, 2 dentro y 3 de agua. Ni tan mal. Y esto pues ya se usará. No hay prisa. No hay prisa. Vale, vamos a ver qué pasa. Este tío que tiene una
Although I
especie de
sent
gorro como
myself
si
into
fuese Anubi.
exile, I'm still doing essentially the same things as before.
Un dátil aquí.
Do you still have any questions for me before we start our investigation? One of my former subordinates told me that this title has... The Academia has long exiled mad scholars to Aru village. A mysterious phenomenon. When mad scholars first arrive, they are as incoherent and deranged as before. But, initially, the people of Aru village greatly resent... Aru village was struck by the strong... Suddenly, despite the powerful
Qué guapo
tremors
está
that ripped through
el
the
casco
ground
este,
that
el
night.
gorro de en plan
After
Anubis,
that,
tío. Está
the
guapísimo.
people of Aru...
Soft green light? A mad scholar? Paimon thinks so too.
In theory,
Oh, no wonder! Everything makes sense then!
if you are able to draw a conclusion from this one story alone, then it appears you possess much more information than I do.
Como una máscara el gran
So,
juez.
what do you make of the story? Really? What?
What? You don't believe us? Lesser Lord Kusanali was definitely using the Akasha.
No, it's not so much that I don't believe you. Lesser Lord Kusanali, the current Dendro Archon. The Academia has always placed far greater importance on the late Greater Lord Rukadevat. In addition, I've never heard any stories about Lesser Lord Kusanali and her...
No way! Nahida definitely exists! She's a... How should Paimon put...
I've spent many years interrogating criminals. So what?
Good! Then you should know that we're telling the truth!
Efectivamente.
That look in your eyes. I've never seen that from a... How can this be? To think. Our Archon has been amongst us this entire time.
Alright, now it's our turn to put our skills to good use for this investigation. But easier said than done. Especially since we don't have any leads.
Excuse me, are you here to help me find my grandpa?
Ya está. Un puto niño pidiendo ayuda para encontrar a su abuelo. Tu abuelo se ha ido a por tabaco que no va a volver. Niño.
My name is Isaac.
Is your grandpa mad...
Hey, don't say that.
The person you're referring to is not a local.
Grandpa is just Grandpa. He's my... I heard everything.
Ah, I was
Whoa.
Sorry. I was so...
All right.
Vale, venga, vamos a ayudarle al puto niño de mierda. No es verdad, tío. Eso es... ¿Dónde está el puto viejo? ¿Dónde está el puto viejo, colega? ¿En serio? ¿No me sale la misión? Ah, por culo al viejo y al niño. Vale, pues si en plan...
Sino is super vigilant. Is this what all the Matra are like?
Ah, you're back already.
We just wanted to confirm something with you. Do you know a boy by the name of Isak?
Huh? You knew this would...
Yes. Although he tried his best to stay hidden, I still noticed him eavesdropping outside the window. Isak's parents were both Aramite mercenaries who rarely returned to the village after finding employment in the city. Unfortunately, it was only a few years before his grandpa passed away. Isak was still very young at the time, so various families in the village took later. However, one summer night, so Grandpa, the next morning, it's said that the Isak was thrilled that
All this somehow just makes Paimon feel really sad. It seems like they both deserve so much better.
perhaps nearly everyone who lives in it's also my reason for fighting.
Maybe the people have always had a considerate god watching over them.
Huh?
No, nothing.
Perhaps you are more
Hey, Isak!
Oh, it's you guys.
We've cleared
Es el
everything
abuelo.
up. Let's go find your grandpa.
Really?
All right.
Vale, venga, vamos por el... Pues yo pensaba que no, pero sí, vamos a tener que ayudarle al puto niño. Ay, Dios santo. A ver.
Excuse me.
You mean the village when I was eating anything else?
The scholars that have gone missing.
No, gato
Have
allí
you seen
chingando.
them?
Those eyes.
Don't change.
Right, but honestly,
Do you also...
Grandpa, it still feels, well, what a...
Gotcha. Thank... Sir?
Oh, well, if it isn't Isak. The last time I saw...
Oh, thank... Yeah.
I've known you since you were...
Wow.
Okay.
Huh? Don't say anything for now. Let's head over there. Listen, see if you can make out what they're saying.
Have you heard? The mighty King Deshret, the sovereign of our faith, will soon return to this.
Yes, of course I have.
King Deshret is the one and only true ruler of this land. Still, you say he's coming back, but it sure doesn't feel like life's about to— Haven't you noticed? The village has been getting more deranged scholars than ever. Delavar was saying that many people also went insane just before the fall of King Deshret's civilization in ancient times. We don't quite know why, but it seems like there's some sort of connection. Isn't it a sign of King Deshret's power that all the mad scholars have disappeared? If you ask me, they must have been chosen as the final sacrifice for King Deshret's resurrection. Huh. Now that you say it, that does make some sense. Exactly. Those city folks will get what's coming to them.
Now, repeat everything you've just said from the very...
Huh? Who are you?
My patience is running thin. You heard what I asked.
Guapísimo el poder así morado del Zeit. Sí.
Bro, this guy's something else. Just look at his eyes. Let's not get on his bad side, okay? I am no match for the— Oh, okay, good sir. What is it you would like to know?
Tell me about
Well, I only know a few things from hearsay. I went for a drink the other day and heard others talking about a rumor that the madmen will disappear and that King Deshret will return to this land. I'm not making this up. Hey. It's true. It's all true, sir. We desert folk have had more than enough of those people at the academia. They keep sending us all their mad scholars and won't let us have a good life. Would you want to live like this if you were in our place? The radicals were even more thrilled than me when they heard the news. We're all praying for King Deshret's speedy return. Delavar also said that once King Deshret returns to our side, it's only a matter of time before we conquer the land on the other side of the wall. They're all willing to serve under King
Is that...
Seems like he still wants to know more. Got it! At first, I told myself it was just the drink talking, but then all the mad scholars vanished without a trace. Just please don't beat me up just for mentioning these rumors. If I'm guilty, then everyone else around here is also guilty. I'm just
The people here really like King Deshret, but dislike the Dendro Archon.
Where is this radical person you talked about?
I haven't run into him over the past few days, so he probably hasn't been— No, not at all. We wouldn't dare lie to you.
Sounds like you're not too close with the radicals.
No, of course not.
I have many ways to stop you from talking. And many others to... So you'd best just stay home and hope I don't hear of you trying to contact. Don't do anything until I've gotten to the bottom of this. Try something foolish?
Yes, got it. We'll do just as you say.
That scared Paimon half to death. Sino is pretty terrifying. He didn't try to reassure us at all. It's like he's...
I heard.
Sorry.
It's part of being a Matra. The rumor we heard just now seems like a strong lead. But we need to check a few more places. Very well.
Isak!
I'm here.
Where's your grandpa's house?
Well, I can take you there. Grandpa, he likes to be alone. Sometimes he stares at the sky in a daze, and other times he just pokes at the ground with his fingers. Every now and then, he yells out at the top of his lungs, so a lot of people are really scared of him. But he's a good person, really. I know he is. I swear, he's just like my real grandpa. This is where Grandpa usually...
There sure isn't much here.
No.
Incense? Please don't... But are you okay? Are you
There's a scent that you can sense, but I can't.
a certain traveler here once passed out from that smell. Thankfully, Tainari saved the day. And then he gave us a long lecture to explain all about how...
So,
Huh? You know him too?
yes. Now that I concentrate.
Wait, surely Tainari didn't lecture you?
No. No need. Did you first encounter this scent at Tainari's house? In the forest. From a scholar.
Oh,
What are you looking for, Sino?
Here it is. Take a look right here.
Paimon doesn't see anything.
Although the traces have been completely buried in the sand, there are footprints here, from the size and shape. They belong to an adult male. This pattern is a common one from this area. Local shoes. This was probably someone from the village. The scent is quite faint, but still extant.
but who would come looking for Grandpa?
We'd have to ask whoever lured him away with the incense.
Huh? So you can lure someone away with just a scent? Hey! What's wrong with liking good...
Exactly. Most scholars are fond of incense, since the smell supposedly helps them clear their minds and discover new knowledge. Even deep within the clutches of madness, they still yearn for the...
No,
So, someone's taking advantage of... Are the rumors really true? Could the disappearance...
It's highly
please, you have to save my grandpa.
Sounds like we'd...
Let's head to our...
Right. The darker fabric definitely looks a lot better.
We're back, Candace! We've got a lot to tell you.
Ah, welcome back.
Sounds like everyone.
Oh, Dia's here too!
You bet. So,
Reasonably.
Alhaitham didn't go with you?
We haven't seen him at all.
Huh. I saw him around the village entrance earlier and figured he was investigating with.
Did you find out anything you... I see. So someone used a kind of incense to leave the exiled
resurrection of King Deshret? First I've heard of it. Far as I know, the kind of incense you just mentioned is only popular beyond the wall. Scholars are fond of it, but as you can see, there aren't many scholars still studying around these parts. No seller would be able to make a profit here. Not to mention making it seems someone from
Makes sense.
So what should we do?
If it was any other day, that would be your next logical step. But today, you've got me on your team. So didn't you say that the villager got his news from the tavern? Well, I also like to drink at the tavern, so I know a thing or two about the...
If Paimon remembers correctly,
Ah, yeah. Delavar, the scar-riddled bandit, Engur, the wide-eyed butcher, and Jabari, the duck-tailed bearded crook. The whole lot of them are known around these... These guys have one thing in common, and that's being broke. The rougher life gets, the more they want to believe in King Deshret. Way they see it, King Deshret's resurrection is their only chance at overthrowing the academia. Throwing all of Sumeru into chaos is the only way to change the way of life here.
Tia, you're amazing! You really know
No merc can afford to slack off on gathering intelligence. Every mora I've spent in the tavern has been a valuable...
Let's head out.
Now hold on, you're staying right here, Sino. Aru Village is not a big place. Outsiders stand out here like a sore thumb. I'd bet word about you has already gotten out. The desert is unforgiving, so the way of life here is also a lot tougher than on the outside of the wall. Compared to you, mercs like me are just third-rate amateurs. I've got no actual fighting... I need to go around and ask some questions, but it'll be difficult.
Fine.
Good. Then we've got a plan. The Traveler and Paimon will go to Caravan Rebot with me.
All right, sounds like a plan. Well, here we are again.
Sounds like you're starting to get familiar with the area.
Paimon's amazed every time we see the wall of Samiel. How can...
I know what you mean. I had the same question every time I walked this way when I was a kid. Also, why is this high wall here? And can a wall really block sandstorms? It was only after I grew up that I realized the wall of Samiel isn't just there to keep out the sandstorms. Sumeru is run by wise and mighty sages. To them, us desert dwellers are nothing but tools that can be used and discarded at their whim. We're cheap labor. Even if a child from the desert got the chance to obtain an Akasha terminal, almost all their requests for knowledge would be denied. The geniuses like Satar...
That's terrible.
I would tear down this wall with my own hands if I could.
Hey, Tia.
No. Besides, we're here to...
Yep, we got...
Shh! Caravan Rebot is crawling with people, so be careful. Our mission started the moment we arrived. Let's go check out the tavern.
Venga, pues, echamos un vistazo.
Just our luck. None of...
You mean, you don't...
Dia, is that you? What a coincidence. You're here for a...
Zaki. Finally.
Oh, and who do you have with you here? Guests from another land? Hello, hello. I'm...
We've had drinks together a few... Anyway, as far as my friends here, they aren't too shabby, are they? You rarely...
Absolutely.
Yeah. Have you seen Engur Delavar?
Of course I have.
I've got a spice trading deal from another nation. I thought maybe Delavar and his...
Ah, how thoughtful of you. Then I assume you also know that Delavar's been having a hard time making...
Hey, keep it down. Let's just say I prefer to keep this deal a secret. Y'all at Caravan Rebot are like family. If there's more to be made, why not do it together? Besides, Delavar and his friends have
Yes, how considerate of you. Delavar...
Pues nada, hablamos un poquito, que se ve.
Are we there yet?
Yep.
This place is practically deserted. What are they doing in a place like this?
Why don't you take a guess? Go on. A what?
Oh no! It's an ambush!
Ah, what's this all about, Zaki?
Come on, Dia. You really think we didn't hear about what you said back in Aru Village? The boys have kept a close eye on you from the moment you set foot there. Not only do I know that you're looking for Delavar, I also...
So, you've been watching us from the very beginning?
Uh-oh. I knew leaving Sino behind was a mistake.
So you and Delavar...
But you got one thing right.
If that's the case...
I'll be honest with you. If it weren't for what you said in the village, your little monologue...
Delavar. And Enger, you're here too, huh?
Long time no see, Miss Mercenary. You should have known that...
Dia, I thought that you...
Yeah.
See? There you have it. Mercenaries are just a bunch of faithless scum with only one thing on their minds. Mora.
You're not wrong. Mercenaries are driven by Mora, and my faith lies with whoever's paying me. As long as there's a profit to be made, anyone can become my...
Enough talking! Get him!
Just as I expected.
Pues nada,
Let's
a
teach him a
zumbarle.
lesson, traveler.
A new punching bag.
Incinerate!
Here!
Boom! Invisible evidence!
Neat.
Motion to compel!
Take my leave. Impossible!
So, what do you think about your meticulous network now, Zaki? How did you say it? It's only natural for a traveling mercenary like me. I'm guessing your informant told you that I'm just an incompetent merc with no real fighting skills, correct? I mean, that is what I said after all. And of course, you would believe everything he reported. The only thing you know about me is that I'm a mercenary, but you've never seen me in action. Even though you heard we went to handle monsters together, you believed that Candace was the only one doing all the real. That so-called Flame Mane is just a fraud. She admitted it herself. That's what you and you were stupid enough to fall for it. I figured as much the first time we drank together. You all thought you were... Okay, that should be all of them.
Whoa! So you've been planning this since we were in Aru Village?
No task can be done without
Oh, but
Those two who were snooping around were just a couple small...
Oh! You mean the...
That's just a bunch of drunk talk. Edgar and Delavar. Alcohol has a way of making people share what they really think.
What about Zaki?
He's just a numbskull who fell right into our trap. Zaki was probably the best hidden of them all. My initial plan was to find Delavar first. That's what you wanted to ask when we were at Uncle Anpu's house, right?
Wait, so he's a radical?
No, he isn't. I just needed to tell.
Wow.
Ah, you're too.
So,
Hmm?
about how mercenaries...
Does that bother you? What makes you so sure?
Dia, do you...
You two are pretty sharp. No, I don't have anything against the Dendro Archon. I've heard a lot of nice things about the Lesser Lord from Dunyarzad's just an ordinary person. There's no way a god would be so involved in the lives of everyday people, unless they were truly compassionate. I've begun to realize, but I see through it all.
Dia...
Anyway, look...
Vale, venga, una menos. Ah, vale.
This should be all of them.
All right.
Candace will be okay on her own. I trust. She's been guarding Aru village for quite some...
While I'm questioning...
I'll meet you back here tomorrow morning, traveler. As for these...
Voy a aumentar la hora, ¿no? Sí, de las 6 de la mañana a 12 de la mañana. Cosita, si es que podemos. Y lo llevamos a las 6 de la mañana.
Hey, Dia!
Right on time. We'll know it.
Paimon's been wondering. You seem to know Candace pretty well. Have you been friends for a long time?
We've known each other for some time now. She's a
Oh, Paimon knows what you mean. Like a lot of martial artists say, never take the fight outside the ring.
Yep, I guess. Us mercs on the other...
Well, Paimon thinks you're great, too.
Really?
Oh, Sino's here, and he's pretty early, too.
Yes. I was here yesterday to help out a little.
To help out? By doing what?
Sharing some interrogation tech.
Oh, you mean you taught Candace some more persuasive methods?
Right.
Come on in, everyone.
Come on, let's go inside.
Vale, vamos a entrar.
Candace, where? Whoa, you look furious.
El ojo de Cacodor.
Do I?
Oh, there's no mask that can hide true bloodlust. Cover up your eyes, and it'll stick.
Perhaps I need to work on my composure. Still, it's perfectly understandable why I'm angry.
Yes. Please, don't beat us anymore.
Well, looks like Sino taught her well.
You fear death yourselves, yet you do not hesitate to place the lives of others at risk. The ones you call mad scholars are known to us as the Village Keepers. They are vital members of our community, and some even count them as family. You come here to my village, and you treat my people as nothing more than stepping stones towards your goal.
Mercy!
You've made your... We may all be desert dwellers. But there's one thing that the people of Aru Village care little about. A war would only cause us to lose all that we have. And that is not a responsibility that you can...
We understand. We're sorry. I'll tell you everything I know, please.
I'm listening.
You might not believe this, but it wasn't us who came up with this idea. Someone was spreading rumors in the tavern. That's how we ended up here. Some mystery man told us that mad scholars will make the perfect sacrifice to usher in King Deshret's resurrection. They give their lives, and we can get anything we wish for.
They're called village keepers. Slip up again, and you'll
Yes, sorry. It was all that mystery man's doing. He told us to spread the word about King Deshret's resurrection, and talked us into helping him. In return, he said he'll help facilitate the resurrection process. I'm not sure.
That's one.
Huh? One what?
Strike. You get a total of 3. Then...
Wait, I'm telling the truth. We don't know anything. It was all...
2.
He got us to lure them out of their houses in the night with some kind of incense. We take them to a junction outside the village. Then the mystery guy takes them from there. You gotta believe me, please. I'm telling the truth, I swear. Just ask them if you don't believe me.
That was indeed the truth. Traveler, go on.
You have to believe me. If I knew that, I would have told you his name right away. I'm not risking another beating to keep his secrets. No way. That guy, he wears a cloak, and he's always careful to cover his face. He calls himself King Deshret's envoy.
I believe I may know what's going on.
Uncle Anpu? What do you mean?
La zumbao, ¿no?
Smooth.
Sí, ha venido y le ha zumbado a los 3.
Okay.
If my suspicions are correct, this mystery man they speak of, some time ago, people from the academia attempted to take the village. It strikes me now that this secretive character shared...
Which means it's highly likely that the academia was purposely spreading a false rumor to trick the radicals into delivering the village keepers right into their hands. They were the ones who brought them here to begin with. Now they're trying to take them back? We aren't gonna let that happen.
Not the academia again.
Just as But what could they want with the village?
People are nothing but tools in the eyes of the academia. A change in their plans likely means they've... Regardless, our top priority now is locating the village keepers.
You're right.
Time to go.
Yes.
You got it.
All right.
Let's meet back here. Let's get some food in us and then we'll... Where did you come from?
Well, as you can see, I am merely sitting...
You were gone for ages! And now you're suddenly sitting here musing to... Hey, what's with the...
You never think things through before asking questions. I'm giving you some time to make up for that.
Paimon's so mad! Paimon's gonna give you an ugly nickname! There's just nothing super obvious to pick with this guy!
Well, you've heard nothing to suggest I left this whole time. So clearly, I Anyway, you plan to leave Aru Village and keep searching for the truth.
Yep. We're not gonna find out anything more by staying here, so we thought that we might as well take the search elsewhere. Enough with the silent treatment!
No. I'm just surprised that you decided to team up with him.
All Hatham. You haven't helped us out at all ever since we arrived at Aru Village. Bold of you to question our choices.
Yeah, you're all talk.
While you were investigating, I had my own work to do, which I've now finished.
Really?
To be honest, we aren't really a team, so I have no obligation to inform you of my whereabouts. Not to mention that going...
Huh? Right here in the village?
Correct.
What did you learn?
I'm going to take you to someone. But, before that, you need to understand where she's coming from.
What does that mean?
How do you think the residents of Aru Village feel about what we're doing? In other words, do you truly believe every single word the villagers tell?
You mean some of them lie?
Hiding the truth. Remember what Candace... By contrast, the perils of their daily lives are ever-present concerns. Glad you're following along. Among those you have... The reason being...
Those eyes. Those fierce eyes. You...
Don't change the subject.
It's quite obvious that she's intimidated by Sino's authority and strength.
Right. You were asking about the I mean, the mad...
She corrected herself mid-sentence because she's aware that there are King Deshret fanatics in the village. If she sounds too friendly towards the village keepers, she could easily make herself the radicals' next target.
I think it's been a few days...
Remember?
But honestly, I feel quite sympathetic towards...
After speaking to the village chief, it became clear that the village keepers had protected Aru Village at night. In other words, the young miss was very much awake during that time.
Then...
By getting involved...
I'll pass on the... You said that she is...
We're on it!
Venga, pues. Aquí al lado también, ¿no?
Miss Shawnee.
Mr. O'Hagan.
Huh?
Go ahead and talk to her. Go on.
Is it really that simple?
May I call you Traveler? Hi, Traveler. Do you think the resurrection of King Deshret can truly change Sumeru for the better? Why's that? That's very similar to what Miss Candace says. I know you two are friends. Before, I wouldn't even have the courage to ask something like this. Traveler, do you believe our lives will get better?
Yeah, but even so, we have friends in...
I want to trust you. My apologies for posing my questions like that. To be honest, I didn't expect you to come back for more information.
Told...
The fact is that I'm... Some believe in the...
Speaking of which...
Yeah. Some people can be so narrow-minded when it comes to bloodline and belief. Slowly, I just stopped talking to people. I pretended not to hear or see anything. All I want is to live my life in peace. And then it happened.
You can tell them.
All right. I'll tell you what I actually have a sharp... Perhaps. It used to be loud...
I confirmed this with Bud. Because we're in the middle of a desert, he would rather believe that they are the cries of beasts than ghosts.
There's really nothing...
I think they used to use it for treating Elazar.
Yeah!
We can do it! No escape! Motion to compel!
Here!
Incinerate!
Thunderblast! Take this!
A tomar por culo.
They were easier to deal with.
El tío este todavía tiene puesto el coso ese.
He
La
looks
oreja.
super serious. We gotta stay on our A game too.
Tenemos un problema. Porque ahora espero que sea dentro. Porque nosotros no podemos activar. Vale. Sí, no lo cortamos. Que lo active él. Porque nosotros no tenemos ahora. Lo de dentro. Estamos en consonancia con Electro. Así que.
Let's go in and take a look.
Venga. Ya lo abandonamos. Esta telaraña es sospechosa.
We haven't found Squab.
Patience. Shawnee says she only hears the crying at night. We have time to burn. Until then, I'm taking a break.
And just like that, he sits down. What are you reading? Let Paimon.
Okay, sure.
Huh? The natural position.
So,
Oh, Paimon gives up. You keep reading your book. See ya. How is he so relaxed? Look at him, reading an impossible book in a creepy place like this. Hey, Paimon! And anyway, it's not Paimon's fault.
Venga, vamos a ver ahora. Dice que se escuchan como llantos, lamentos, algo así.
Paimon's getting so sleepy.
Cierto.
Huh? What was that sound?
there it is. It's coming from that direction.
Lo mismo está detrás de un mueble, en plan entrada
The sound
secreta o
coming
tal.
from here? Huh. Paimon's not seeing anything.
Debajo.
It's from below. Something is off about the interior here.
Persona quizás, seguro.
As I thought, there's a hidden...
Wow. It's like they tucked it. Oh, it looks like there are other mechanisms around.
Pues a ver cómo pasamos aquí. Monumentos elementales que hay cerca del hospital, ¿no? Vamos a ver. Ahí hay otro dentro y allí hay otro. Creo que debería de aprender a ir a ponerme en sintonía dentro. Putada, tío. Con lo bien que tiene eléctrico, tío. Vamos para allá. A ver, dentro no está mal porque en parte me cura, o sea que ese aspecto está de luz. Uno. Y hay otro arriba.
Invisible evidence! Huh. Yeah.
Dos.
Let it rain.
Propagate!
Que empiece cada esto de los cojones. Qué duro.
Incinerate!
Propagate!
No escape!
Vale, he desconectado. Vale.
Look, there's some good idea. What?
Wait,
¿Qué le pasa a eso?
you're...
He can't speak, and also, why?
Didn't expect to see him here.
You know him?
He's Razak, a senior of mine at the academia.
He's a scholar too? Is he?
No. And that Razak was never involved in any of those things. He never trained in the forest, let alone reach Satyavat. Leaving that question aside for the moment, him being here alone means looks like they've already taken everyone away. For whatever reason, they left Razak here. There are drag marks on the ground. They're clearer by the doorway. Someone was forcefully drawing a cart that...
Loaded.
That is one possibility. It looks like they were in a hurry. The symptoms are...
Huh?
Allow me to jog your... Don't you think his symptoms look familiar?
Cierto.
Oh, now that you mention...
Correct. The academia, it isn't difficult to deduce the rat. First, these rumors were all the persuasion that the rat, as well as being life for the desert, many would give, even if complications are. The notion of an act.
Oh, that makes a lot of. But there's still.
Throughout this process, first, they were scholars. Then, they became lunatics. After that, they were in exile. If you can't find
Resource?
one possibility.
Extract?
With the technology, perhaps the
So, the human brain.
I'm the academia. Anyway, judging by Rizak's, or perhaps his curiosity. The look on your face tells me you've realized the answer. That's right. However, the academia is. I've spent quite some time.
You mean you're.
All scholars extracting info.
Sounds like you're really.
Of course. Whether it be academics or.
La Virgen, el almacén de los cojones, ¿cómo habla ello? Qué puto cansino, chaval.
You can say it, the divine knowledge.
What the fuck? Cállate ya, cansino, pesado. Repelente de los cojones. Mamá huevo.
He won't last long if we leave him here. We'll work out our next.
Vamos por culo, tú, tu amigo ya. Oye. Tu puta madre. Qué hueputa. Cabrón este. Yo qué asco de persona, colega, como habla tanto. Pesado cansino. Se rodea como yo qué sé. Pesado, tío, qué cansino el colega.
We're back.
You must be
What's the
Sí, bebe
situation?
agua porque no veas, ¿eh?
Unfortunately, somebody who's too young to take on the role of Isak's
Otro
grandfather.
ve el almacén de por culo, tío.
So, at one point in time,
Yep, pretty much.
their plan must have been implemented at some point before we arrived at Aru village. Yet,
We may have one of us could be secretly.
Huh? Are our friends?
Looks like none of you have realized. We're in Sino. You're.
Wait, what's that supposed to mean?
choose your next.
It is simply a logical.
So what you're saying is interesting.
I know. You have a point. But I realized something as we were returning from the hospital. Sino is.
What are you trying to say?
Do you still remember who you are, General Ma? As a Matra, you are no doubt privy to certain kinds of information. Simply put, if you want to raise a vicious wolf, you need to make sure that
The academia is monitored.
it's not that simple. The academia has eyes all over Sumeru, but they have every so often comes on Yagarbaha Day. On this day, I remember seeing.
You're saying that but what's the point in
The Akasha is capable. The Akasha's algorithms are entirely capable of predicting your movements using the data entered. When you would depart, the route
It predicted my every.
The academia has been watching you longer than you think. However, the fact that you resigned is
So that's how it is. Tenacity of Sino. Don't take it to heart.
They escaped because of.
Don't blame yourself. It's not like any of us would have known.
I have an idea. If they predicted my movements, then I might be able to.
Whoa, you bounced back fast.
There is always an opportunity for safety.
Oh, so that's how it is. If the Academia is trying to avoid Sino, then the same. Yep, that's right.
They'll want to proceed in the direction opposite of where I'm going. I must go.
There's also something I want to investigate.
Let's go, guys.
Please, wait! I want to go too.
You want to go too?
I want to find Grandpa.
Everyone, I leave him in your hands.
¿Qué coño? Deja el puto crío aquí, hombre. Ahora también de niñera, me cago en la puta que los parió. Puto niño de mierda.
So, where do we go from here?
Yes. After leaving the village, we should head straight toward the desert.
Recto.
I know the desert like the back of my hand.
Is that because you play here a lot?
Yep. One time, Grandpa almost got lost in the desert, but I was the one who brought him back.
There's something here. What's this?
It's buried in the sand. Looks like...
And Paimon thought running around everywhere was already enough work. Okay.
These are likely fragments of an Academia-developed device, something akin to a headset. Looks like there were more than one village keeper. They must have been escorted this way, because there are device fragments. Let's split up and search.
Lo mismo un casco para tenerlo bajo dominio mental. O algo así.
Is this what we're searching for?
This is definitely a device you...
How did it end up buried in the sand? They must have been attacked.
Wait, what?
Grandpa, I hope you're...
Don't worry.
El niño de cojones, sí, también habla del niño, dale protagonismo también al puto niño de
I
mierda.
believe the attack must have happened prior to the sandstorm.
Vamos a ver.
Let's keep going. They can't have gone far.
Pero en cine.
Ugh, but running on sand is so tiring.
But you're flying, aren't you, Paimon? Is flying over sand tiring too?
Ugh, of course it is.
Don't get any closer. They'll notice us.
Dia's talking with the Eremites? Very interesting. Let's listen in.
If you had informed me sooner, there'd be plenty of room for us to...
You're one of us. We would never lie.
Scholars. You don't know as much as I do. Need me...
I knew it. That's a...
Tia? Why would you... Tia!
Puto niño. Os lo he dicho.
What are you doing?
Huh?
Didn't you say you'd help me find Grandpa?
Well, look who's here.
This complicates...
You've betrayed Aru village?
So, this is the... Dear, you'd be...
I'm not the type that's easily swayed, Raman. You of all people...
Wait, what's going on, Dia? Whose side are you on here?
Shut it, Paimon.
It doesn't matter. Whichever side you pick, nothing can deter us from the grand mission of resurrecting King Deshret. Once our Lord of Old returns...
Face the facts, Raman. It's not gonna happen. You should understand that more than anyone. Have all your years as a merc taught you nothing about play?
I'm a desert dweller and a proud follower of King Deshret. Whether I live by the edge of the sword or in peaceful comfort, my soul will always carry this.
It's not too late yet. The village keep... Mad scholars aren't gonna bring King Deshret back to life.
You don't understand, my dear lady. Pursuing our faith is our purpose in life. Even if the
Even if it'll expose you to the academia? Even if they end up disbanding the Eremites? Your Eremites, which you've worked so hard for all these years?
Yes. We've waited a long time for this day to come. The sun and the moon no longer shine here. All you see now is cracks in this desiccated land. With these scholars in our custody.
Ridiculous. Think about it. The academia controls the entire... If you still don't believe me, then try asking these two men. They're also against the academia.
They look more like pawns of the academia to me. Filthy traitors. You...
It's impossible to perhaps.
Do you really believe that by kidnapping the scholars, you'll be able to negotiate with the academia? These people have no value as bargaining chips, but I could be persuaded to take their place. These scholars were exiled from the academia. I, on the other hand, am their current scribe.
Wait, you can't be serious.
So, you...
Precisely. Any wise...
What are you thinking? What if they decide to kill you instead?
Well, that would be bad luck for me. However, I'd get the chance to observe the scholars. Perhaps even...
Think you can talk me over?
I'm not trying to persuade you. I'm using this as a...
You are the scribe. What do you have against the
Not all desert dwellers believe in King Deshret, and the same applies to the academia. Why must all knowledge seekers approve of the academia's way of doing things?
You academia scum. Every last one of you is nothing but a hypocrite, just like everyone else on the other side of that.
Not so fast. I'll hate them. Do you stand by everything you just said? You know you're making a dangerous decision.
I do.
Good. Rahman, hear me out. These people are my friends. Maybe you can't take the...
We've known each other for years.
In that case, I'm willing to vouch for their honesty with my right arm. Come on, Rahman, don't be a coward. If you're serious about taking on the academia...
An arm from the Flame Mane. You've piqued my... What if you refuse to oblige? What should I do then? No one's a fool here, Dia. We're mercs.
You're not wrong, but this is different. I promised my friends that we'd...
Let's do it right here, then. Give me your right arm as proof of your resolve.
Don't listen to him! He's not even trying to negotiate!
That's fine.
Are you crazy?
We came here to save lives. One arm for that many people is still a pretty good deal, if you ask me.
Sure. Go ahead and cut off her right arm.
No! Dia! What are you gonna do? Think of something!
You don't have to...
That's not for you to decide.
Do it! Stop!
What's wrong?
Flame Mane, you and I are both desert folk. Cutting off your arm is no different than cutting up. You've shown me that you're serious. Go on now, take your friend.
Phew. I was really...
Dia! That was crazy! Have you all lost your minds?
Then I just have to hold my claymore with my left arm. Okay, I'm sorry, but sometimes...
Don't ever make a promise like that again. I can deal if it came down to it.
I don't doubt it, Sino, but this is about more than me and them. Even if we got...
I'm sorry, Dia. I should have stayed put and listened.
It's okay. I promised you I'd help find your grandpa.
Whatever it takes? You just might be...
Huh? Are you serious?
The Eremites once said that I was a lunatic. Perhaps a little madness is essential to be successful.
Why does it feel like he's using his praise for me as an excuse to brag about himself? Okay, let's...
Vamos a avanzar a las 6 de la mañana.
You're all here so early.
Looks like we have everyone here. Isak, are you...
I'll watch from a safe distance.
Okay.
Dia, wait.
What's the matter?
I heard that you...
Fine.
A ver, hay que ir hasta aquí, ¿no? Y da la casualidad que lo más cerca que hay es esto. Pues desde ahí.
Let the show begin.
Vamos a ir. Sé que no debería, pero vamos a ir. Que no puedo entrar. Supongo que ahí tampoco, ¿no? Esto va a dar por culo, ¿no? A ver qué pasa aquí.
Uh-oh. Is it because Paimon overslept by 5 minutes and held everyone up?
Is everything ready?
Absolutely. You brought fewer people than I imagined.
Bring him over.
No sé, solo está el abuelo.
Grandpa! Why is there only one of...
Raman, I've always thought of you as a man of his word.
It's a one-for-one exchange. And let me put it this way. Agreeing to any kind of deal with the Dendro Archon's people is already a huge compromise on my part. Don't you...
Yo lo reventaría.
You stay right there!
A ver, un gameplay. Se le va y la pinza esta, ¿eh?
Playmate! What do you think you're doing?
Grandpa!
Don't you see this blade here?
You coward! Why are your hands shaking?
Wait a second! It's a earthquake!
Se nos traga la tierra, ¿eh? ¿Cómo? Cojones.
Paimon's dizzy.
This day's going.
The sand dune collapsed. I saw an energy field. The village keeper protected us. It glowed green with dendro. Just like you said, it may well have been the remains of less... The dendro...
Grandpa?
Hey.
There used to...
Pues sí, tiene pinta de que sí.
It seems that when the sand dune... The symbols on... It could have been an underground palace.
Oh, a miracle. Praise King!
What's he doing here? And his...
They must have fallen down here with us. Most of them seem in really bad shape, except for him.
Mind your head.
No, this isn't the time for conflict. Our exalted Lord has shown us the way to...
he's not actually gonna...
As it happens, I want...
What are
En
you
verdad
doing?
yo también quiero
Don't you
entrar,
think
pero...
it's curious? 1 minute, Lesser Lord Kusanali's power protects us from harm, and the next, 2 major days... Indeed. New discoveries.
Yo quiero entrar ahí también.
I'll just let them lay here.
Fuego, hielo y eléctrico. Fuego, hielo y eléctrico. Llevo fuego. Voy a cambiar de fuego. Aunque podría quitar este meter este.
Ready when you are.
Otros elementos distintos. Fuego, hierba, hielo y agua.
It's full of life here.
Hmm?
This defies comprehension. It looked...
Yeah, and there's so many plants. It's so pretty.
Sir Rama,
Huh?
do you see another?
Are you mocking me?
Interpret it however you want. But there's something I'd like to draw your attention to. While this structure is clearly left over from King Deshret's civilization,
Whatever you say.
there's nothing to be angry about. Think of this as...
It does seem kind of strange. If that's true, then we might have to explore this whole area.
Vale, pues nada, vamos. A pelear, ¿no? ¿Qué le pasa a esto, carajo? Eso es... Qué puta máquina soy, chaval. No he tenido ni que leer la guía esa que tiene el sol. Thank you. Vale, eso sube y baja el ascensor. Hecho por aquí. Mierda. Me voy a echar por la izquierda, como había dicho. Ojo ahí.
Ready, steady, go!
Puta. Cállate, cabrón. Vale, vamos a ver. Pum. algo. Tengo una puerta, ¿no? ¿Portal? Vamos a ver dónde me lleva este ascensor. Puta.
Motion to compel.
Freeze!
Let's dance.
Hachi.
Con puta madre. Con tu puta madre.
This moment will be frozen in time. Propagate!
Putas setas de mierda asquerosas, hombre. No sé si yo hago así. Por aquí, ¿eh? Sí. Stop. Por culo, hijo de puta. Vale. ¿Yo? No entiendo, la verdad. Ahora estoy un poco más perdido aún. Antes.
Let the show begin. Come on, we can do it.
Now that's a sight to see. King Deshret's splendor surrounds us.
There's so much vegetation here. It's different than what I expected.
Sure are a lot of plants for a desert.
That's what I call divine providence of King Deshret.
Digo a mí que te equivocas fuertemente. Uy, ese portal. Uy, mira el árbol así. Yo creo que ese árbol tiene poco que ver con el rey de árboles. Pero bueno.
Oh, it looks so beautiful.
La verdad es que el sitio en sí, el árbol azul, la hoja de esa rosa, está muy guapo, ¿eh?
Wait. What's that?
A load of flowers. And it looks like there's something among...
These are... King Desh...
They left something behind. Yes.
What does it say?
Here lies our faithful priest Kasala. His wisdom is a miracle among the people, deserving of high praise and admiration.
You can read ancient King Deshret script?
Of course. Every student needs to master at least 20 languages before they graduate.
He's not serious.
There's still something off about this place. The scent of life. Is it trying to tell it?
Is this it?
Analyzing.
There seems to be a hidden message among these Excellent. There's a device from King Deshret's civilization in this gravesite. I'll transmit the information over.
Isn't sharing knowledge against the Academia's rule?
Yes. However, under the circumstances, you'll understand after watching it.
Vamos a ver qué pasa.
Civilization is born of knowledge.
El ojo, las pirámides, Illuminatis, son
A disaster caught us unaware. It was knowledge that did not belong to this world. King Deshret brought this forbidden knowledge into our world, and it quickly spread like a plague. People's minds were filled with crazed whispers. Dark gray scales spread across their bodies. Even the land was stripped of its vigor. Only a desperate, deathly silence remained. Were it not for greater Lord Rukkhadevata from the forests, the damage would have been irreversible. She summoned the priests to build temples and infused into them the divine power of life. The disaster was miraculously tempered, and the embers of our civilization were preserved in Aru village. Alas, the miracle could not last. As long as forbidden knowledge continued to exist, it would forever blight this world. In the end, the proud king of the desert, my eternal lord, chose to sacrifice himself. I have spent my whole life since guarding one of these many temples. But now, my duty is coming to an end. As I close my eyes for the final time, the sight of that noble deity will appear in my vision once more. In helping King Deshret to eradicate forbidden knowledge, she exhausted her strength, and her form became that of a small child. How strange.
O sea que la reina mayor en realidad es la reina menor. O viceversa.
The spirit of life will abide with me during my eternal sleep. Children of the desert, cling no longer to past grievances, but hold tight to the memory of this act of benevolence.
Okay.
What was that?
The priest's memories.
Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. So the former...
But this doesn't make any sense. The Dendro are...
Was that the former Dendro Archon?
You might be distrustful of the Akasha, but there's no reason for you to doubt King Deshret's technology. You've just witnessed his priest's last words.
I've never heard the surviving followers of King Deshret all gathered in Aru village. Our god did not make mistakes. We refuse to believe any of the rumors. King Deshret's death, the all but total annihilation of our civilization. We saw her as nothing more than a traitor. who stabbed us in the back in our moment of crisis. Just like us humans. Fighting, feuding.
You were blinded by your prejudice.
If I hadn't seen this for myself, how could I ever begin to accept this? The truth is so far from what I've always known. Am I really supposed to...
Raman, give it a rest. You're starting to make a fool of yourself.
My Aramites and I, what are we...
Hey.
I should probably go. Can't just...
What's your next move gonna be?
Oh, I know what you're going to ask. I feel deeply, but please, give me some time. After everything that's happened here today...
It's not gonna be...
Well, I guess that's for me to deal with. Dia, this is where
When would be a good time for us to go?
Tomorrow. I'll convince everyone that we're all on this. And I'll return every last one of your your village keepers. We'll share our other reasons.
You seem to finally understand that our...
Yes. The gods never gave up on anyone.
That must have been rough, but he seems to have...
Ramon's no fool. Being the leader of your own faction in the desert it's too bad he was held back by his belief in King Death.
The outcome, at least...
We should get going too. Let's head... Sino, we're leaving!
Stop yelling.
Raman?
Everything's been arranged. Someone will bring the village key.
I guess all I can...
Don't mention it. But we share a common...
Where are the perpetrators?
I'll bring you to them.
Ojo ver quiénes son los culpables, ¿eh? Estos dos de los
So these are the people who kidnapped the village keepers.
Oh no, it's the...
There's no need to yell. No one can help you now.
We've been all over the desert trying to find you.
That's right.
General Mahamatra? No. Make it quick, please.
Whoa. The moment they set eyes on Sino, they turned big.
You should have known that I would be coming.
Wait, we were just following orders. You know what I'm talking about, right? There's no way we could have done all this by ourselves.
No, not Sino. He's gonna tear us limb from limb.
I could do worse.
Please have mercy.
Start talking. Otherwise...
So, your superiors have kept you quite busy recently. Why?
They, wanted to
Don't play dumb. You know what? They extract divine canned knowledge. Then...
I really don't...
Well, you better start talking or you...
You don't want to make things any more difficult for yourself, do ya?
Be my guest.
Uh-huh. That sure didn't sound like a fancy metaphor or anything. You're serious.
How did you know?
There's no use hiding it now. Yes, you're right. The Academia is working on an important and potentially world-changing project. They are creating a new god. A god that will belong to them. It may seem as if Sumeru's academics are thriving, but ever since the death of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, scholarly breakthroughs have been few and far between. The withering of Irminsul has been getting worse recently. The sages have tried everything they could think of, but nothing's worked. I'm always hearing them say things like, if only Greater Lord Rukadavato.
Continue.
And then, someone from the Fatui showed up. They called him the Doctor. He brought a
El doctor, lo sabía que estaba el doctor detrás de esto.
research facilities. The Doctor was previously expelled from the Academia. At first, the sages looked down at him in disdain. But when he said those words, he asked them, do you wish to create a god?
This is what the arrogant ignorance at the extreme end of academia.
First, the Academia spent a long time constructing a divine vessel, which was based. After that, they harvested dreams via the Zeb-Zerus Festival Samsara, maximizing the Akasha. With the Doctor's help, and the Akasha now functioning at maximum efficiency, they were able to use it to extract the power from the Gnosis, and next, they decided that their new god needed to possess divine wisdom. For that to happen,
it adds up.
But how do you determine whether the knowledge extracted is of divine or...
Call it an educated guess? The Academia has been trying to figure out the exact source of the Scholar's madness for centuries, but to no avail. Nobody can explain the cause of this phenomenon. Surely you can see what that implies, Scribe. If it's knowledge no mortal can comprehend, then it must be something only gods are able to decipher. In other words, it's the source of the God of Wisdom's omniscience and omnipotence.
You must have noticed by now. The Academia doesn't care about who their god is. It's the ability to exercise control. It is as if they are cursed with a desire for omniscience and omnipotence that burns in their blood. Some organisms demonstrate phototaxis, and thus orient their entire lives in respect. This is but a form of...
Then what does Lesser Lord... Is she not a true...
From the beginning, when the Academia, they found that at the time, not to mention that slowly but surely...
So...
All right, let's... Raman, give...
Sure.
Pues bueno, chicos, nos vamos a dejar por aquí por hoy. Nos vemos en el próximo capítulo. ¿Y ok? Vamos a ver si tenemos cositas por eso, pero... Vamos a ver. Subimos a nivel 9 el pase de batalla. Y poco más. Así que nada, chavales, os lo he dicho. Hasta el siguiente capítulo. Si queréis ver más, ya sabéis qué hacer. Pasaros por el canal. Hasta luego.